Hi, I'm Roy. I've been retired for over 14 years when I fired in 2010, and I would like to tell you more about what happens after this holiday period ends for me. What a lot of people don't realize about their jobs is that it actually gives them a sense of structure. It also gives them a sense of identity and a kind of purpose in life. Think about when you have a job, what do? You get up early in the morning to prepare to go to work. You take the train or the car or you drive, get stuck in traffic for quite a while to get to the office. Well, I'm assuming you're back in your office and not doing work from home. If not, you might just get up, change out of your pajama top, and just wear a shirt and get online. And then you spend the rest of 8 hours or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 working very hard at your job, trying to earn a living and trying to stay afloat and survive. After that, you might go out for dinner with friends or maybe just dinner alone, come back home. And you would repeat this again the next day, which is probably why you did fire in the first place, so that you could get out of this boring routine. But when you are done with it, what happens? Basically, you would enjoy a period of holiday, that's for sure, where you want to be totally irresponsible. You want to just relax, do your own thing, be your own man, wake up when you want to, go out when you want to, have food when you want to, watch whatever movies you want, go to whatever places you want to go. Maybe travel has been on your mind all along. But after doing this for a few months, you realize that it is just as boring and just as monotonous as any other job you have. That is the reality of it. Well, here are some of the backfires that I think people fall into when they get out of the holiday phase of their fire retirement. They seem to feel a lack of structure. The work that they used to do made them get up in the morning, made them travel to work and meet their colleagues, and they had social interaction with colleagues, and they worked till late at night. Maybe they had drinks with their colleagues before they came back. But that is all gone. And for me, what I realized was that I usually create a routine of my own, in a sense that you will still have to wake up in the morning, unless you are the night owl type whereby you work overnight and you sleep in the day. But even so, you would fall into a routine that you get comfortable with. And it would usually include some form of waking up, doing something routine. In my case, it was gaming. So I woke up, I gamed all day, went for lunch, gamed all day, and then went for dinner, maybe met a friend or two for coffee or after dinner drinks, and then I'll go to sleep. And that will be my daily routine. So even though it might sound like a wonderful day all the time, after a while it is pretty much routine. And it ends up becoming something that you do every day. It becomes a part of you. That is who you are. Which leads me to my second point, which is a loss of identity. Typically, when you are doing your work and you have a place in the company, you would describe yourself as being a particular position in the company, like maybe a worker, manager, VP, senior VP, whatever it is. To other people that you meet in your social context, maybe like your customers or your vendors or your friends. Your friends might know you as, the manager at XXX company, and that was your identity. But what happens when it comes to fire? After you are fired, but no pun intended. The identity becomes you are just a normal human being. And sometimes all the undesirable labels come in as well. Why are you not working? You're very young. Why have you not considered to continue working? If your FIRE income was so good, why not make it bigger and continue working harder and get more money out of it so that you spend even more? But that is a theme for another video. First of all, it is good to think about how you like to present yourself to the world. I decided that I would just be laissez-faire about it and admit that I'm retired. And when people ask me about why I do not want to work, I just said, why is there a need to work if your money covers your expenses? And that has been a very big question mark when it came to how I live my life. After thinking about losing your identity, some people will say that they lose their meaning in life. A lot of the times when people talk about going to work, working might also be their sense of meaning, as in they feel that they are helping someone, they are doing things for people, they are delivering to their customers, or maybe they are bettering the world. So when you have gone through your FIRE journey, these questions of meaning would come back into play. Things like, what is the purpose of life? Why am I going to live this life? What kind of meaning can I put into this life now that I am free? It's probably going to pop up in your head. But what I found was that all these meaning questions, they never leave, no matter how long you've been in this game. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you could keep asking yourself, what is the meaning of life? And, you know, you could keep thinking of answers. But what I found was that there is no real meaning of life per se, because, like Tim Ferriss said, you need a better question. And what is the meaning of life is actually a very bad question, because who knows? And basically, who cares? The meaning of life is whatever meaning you give it. If you are a person who, let's say, loves gaming, gaming might be your life. Is there anything wrong or right with it? Who knows? People might say that gaming is not productive, for instance. But on YouTube and on streaming, like Twitch, gaming is a source of entertainment for a lot of people. It does bring smiles to a lot of people. It brings about heated discussions. It also brings about discussions, on morality, although quite seldom. But it lets people have a break from their normal and mundane lives. So is gaming really a meaningless activity? That depends on how you use it. But that's another question for another video. In terms of identity, you could very well be identifying as a gamer. And there's really nothing wrong with it. That's what I found about meaning in life. There is truly nothing in life that means anything at all unless you make of it. And the greater meaning that people always talk about has got nothing to do with what you want, but what they can get out of you when you are delivering it to them. It's because of these three things: lack of structure in your day, a loss of identity when it comes to how people perceive you, as well as a lack of meaning in your life, whatever meaning means. People end up going back to work. Maybe not for money per se, but people might end up going back to volunteer, maybe at a dog shelter or at a homeless shelter, They might work to try and do streaming, become a YouTuber maybe, or trying to start a business. But the thing to remember is that people don't go back to work because they have failed on their fire journey. A lot of them go back to doing these activities which look like work, but actually bring them their own joy within their lives. And I guess that is the important thing to look out for. So I would like to say this: FIRE, as in financial independence, retire early, doesn't exactly mean that we are never going to work again. It just means we have the option to work on the ideas that we want to, and no longer be forced into a job or a situation where we have to do things that we no longer find meaningful, no longer give us a good identity. And basically, structuring time is actually up to you. Being able to structure your own time is actually one of the biggest superpowers anyone could ever have. And that is my experience. So tell me, after the excitement that fire has given you and you have gone back to a routine, what would you do every week when no one is paying you? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.